Okay, says we're live.
Hey everybody, waiting for a quick sound check. Make sure everyone can hear me. If you can hear me, leave a comment. Testing, great. People can hear me. I can hear myself. These are all good things. Andy Hayes here, founder and creator of Plum Deluxe. Welcome to my October Q&A, where I have the answers to your questions this month about chai and spicy tea flavors, and maybe some autumnal themes as well. So if you have questions about chai or autumn or spicy teas, leave them in the comments. Jenna is working behind the scenes tirelessly to help field me your questions that I will do my best to A. Before we get into questions, I have several really good ones here pre-submitted, but I do want to go through a couple of quick announcements. First of all, we have some really cool new stuff in the shop already right now. And I know you're thinking about Chai Month, and I will get to that in 1 second. First of all, everyone's been waiting for Helene Blend to come back. It's like a little delicious cup of candy without all the sugar and sweetness. It's a vanilla caramel tea. And it's also low caffeine, so perfect with pumpkin parties, pumpkin carving, roasting the pumpkin seeds, all that stuff. This is in our shop all month long, and it's only available this month, so don't miss it. Also, I don't have a picture of it, but we also rolled out a new feature onto our site that improved our digital gift cards. And I've noticed lots of people using it, which is really great to see. But if you go under Shop for Tea and then gift sets, you can send a digital gift card, and you can pick any amount that you want. And what's really nice is it will send the email to your person automatically, and you can include a picture. Isn't that nice? So if it's been one of those years where there's just people that you want to appreciate and love on that you can't see in person, send them a digital gift card, and you can send them a goofy photo or picture, or what you've done in the backyard in your garden, something like that. We've always had digital gift cards, and we still have the physical gift card if you wanted to send something that actually they get in the mail and they kind of open. But digital gift cards, we've just made that a little easier and a little better. There's no shipping. It's real easy. You just fill out the form, put in your details, and hit go, and it sends it off. So excited about that. And then we have a fandom tea this month. Really excited to, we started on September 22nd, right before my birthday, which was Hobbit Day. And so we have the Lord of the Rings second breakfast tea this month. Really fun fandom. I do love this movie, but I cannot speak to it as well as Kieran does. They know every inch of every book out there. But Lord of the Rings, for those of you who don't know, was a book series first. So this tea comes with a bookmark, and a lot of people have been asking, what does it look like? And so I have brought it here on live so you can see it. It's a lovely bookmark, and if you can't see, it says, "Don't adventures ever have an end? I suppose not. Someone else always has to carry on the story." Isn't that nice? So this comes with your tea, and it's an almond and turmeric black tea. Perfect second breakfast blend. Second breakfast is a reference in the movie and in the storyline. Hobbits like to eat, and so and the turmeric is kind of a reference to the ring in the story, the gold aspect of the story. So excited to have this up in our shop. It's been a real hit with been enjoying trading gifts with the Lord of the Rings fans on our Facebook page. So if you have not tried this tea, now is the time, because this tea is going quick. And then also, Stephanie, who is our new outreach coordinator and who is doing all of our giveaways, wanted me to remind you that we'll have a giveaway coming up next week. And it's really lovely. I'm not going to pick it up because I'm going to tumble it, but there's a puzzle and a skincare and tea products. So it's a nice little combo, and it's going to be everything you need for a cozy eve in. And you don't have to pick lottery numbers. You don't have to take pictures or jump through to do anything. You just say you want to enter with an email address, and boom, you're entered to win. So that'll be up next week on the social medias. It'll also be in your email. So if you're getting our blend every Sunday, don't worry. We'll let you know when it's ready to go. All right. Last but not least, everyone has been asking us about Chai Month. So if you have not heard, Plum Deluxe celebrates Chai Month every October, and it is October, as you may know. But our chai supplies were stolen by pirates. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we were attacked by pumpkin spice porch pirates, and we did not receive what we were expecting to receive in time. So because Chai Month is a sale that involves the more chais you get, the bigger the discount you receive, we decided, actually the first time we've ever done this, to postpone the start, which is kind of crazy. But we will be starting Chai Month tomorrow. The chais will be up later in the afternoon, and they will run for 1 full month. So they'll be up for a few extra days into November as well. And if you're like, okay, I want to know exactly when those teas are available, all you need to do is, Jenna's going to put a link into the comments. Chai Month, we got a page for you. There's a place where you can put in your email address, and we will send you an email as soon as it's ready. So that's all you need to do. I am going to reveal some spoilers for those of you who are curious. What are some of the extra chais that are going to be available? So if you don't want spoilers, go run and make a cup of tea. I'll be 2 minutes, and then you can come back and you won't have been spoils. For those of you who are curious about some of the chais, I did want to point out a couple of things here, and Jenna's got some out here for me. Chocolate hazelnut chai is coming back. I actually have been wanting one of these from my stash, and I don't have one, so I may have to take this one when I leave the stage. But we haven't had the things to make it. Obviously, that at least has changed because we have it right here. So I'm excited to get this one again. It's just like the nutty and the chocolatey and the spice. It's super spicy, really good. So I'm excited about that one. We also have a new herbal chai for you guys this year, Spiced Pear. So this chai is a rooibos chai. And if you think about, we have pears and cinnamon, this is just more along the chai realm of pears and cinnamon. So spiced pear is a good descriptor for it. Fantastic if you want an herbal latte, with milk. So I'm excited that this one's new this year. So we're trying it out. So be sure to try this one if you're really wanting the herbal spicy teas, and see what you think. And then lastly, I don't have one here. Oh, yes, I do. I lied. We're actually doing a collaboration this year. So there's another company here in Portland called Kinglet Tea, and they are chai experts. That's all that they make is chai. And it's mostly chai that you would get ready to drink in a coffee shop. And so we partnered with them. They've helped us craft like the perfect spice blend for a classic masala chai, and we're calling it a Royale Masala Chai. So it's an unflavored chai. And this is just crisp, it's bold, it's like exactly as close as we could get to you're at a street vendor in India and they're making it fresh for you. It's super spicy. The spices are just perfectly ground. He even grinds each different spice differently. So for example, like the peppercorns, if they are too ground, it's like not giving you the right flavor. So they're just kind of like scratched or etched. It's amazing. These people are like, I've learned a lot about chai spices from these guys. So we're excited to do this collab. It has both logos on the packaging. And so this Royale chai will be very limited edition. I think there's only 500 bags of it. So 500 or when the month runs out. So if you want to try this one, do not wait. Now again, if you're curious and excited about these chais, they're not on the website right now, and they will be tomorrow. later in the day, and if you follow the link that Jenna's put in the feed, you can get an email when these are up. If you're joining us on the recording, they might be live already, so be sure to go and check. All right, and then the last thing about Chai Month, and then I want to get to your questions. If you attended PlumCon, I did a chai making class, and we sold these kits where you can get everything you need to make the chai. We have made some extra kits, and I also made the chai that I made in the class. Like, I made it for real. I kind of was just messing around in the class. I actually had some berries that Jenna brought to me from her garden, which is what I used in the class. Obviously, Jenna's garden didn't have quite enough berries for the rest of you. So we had to use our standard in supply here at the warehouse. But this kit is now available in the shop for everyone, not just people who went to PlumCon. And it comes with a bag of the chai that I make. And Kieran is going to send you an email after you buy it with a copy of the video of me showing you how to do chai making kit. So if you're looking for something fun, autumnal to do, and you've already been to the pumpkin patch, and you've already planted all your mums, and you've already carved the pumpkins, and you've already picked out the costumes, and you've already ordered Christmas gifts early because everything is taking too long to ship, then try a chai night, making your own chai. It's really fun. It's a great date night, couple activity. There's enough in one kit for each of you to do kind of a little experiment of your own. So excited about this, and this is also just for the month. All right, so that was some of my announcements. Thanks so much for everyone who was very kind and patient with us as we kind of worked through Chai Month delays. Obviously, I mean, we don't know. We did not know that there were pumpkin spice porch pirates, let alone that we would be a victim of said pirates. But, you know, it's okay. 2021 has been a great year for all of us to learn new things. And we're just learning that shipping lanes are not in great shape right now. So there you go. But everyone has been really kind and supportive of us as we work through that, so we appreciate you being nice about it, because yeah, not everybody is, so thank you. All right, so I have questions about Chai Month here, or chais, spicy teas. That's our theme today, so every month we pick a theme. So this month it's chai, obviously, or spicy. So if you have questions along that realm, drop them into the comments. I'd love to hear. But I have some really good ones already here that I want to go through. And we'll start there. So let's see. Melissa asks, can you tell us the teas that are the spiciest? And also the chais with the least spice. So that's a good question, Melissa. So I would definitely say for the spiciest, Full Moon Chai, and then this Royale Masala that we have coming up, spicy, very spicy. Also, I think about the Spice of Life, which is kind of that like hot cinnamon tea. That's not a chai necessarily. I would call it like a hot cinnamon, like the Red Hots. That's pretty spicy, at least for me. This is all my take. You may find differently. So that's what I think about for the super spicy chais. Not as spicy, Portland chai, spicy caramel apple. It may say spicy in the name. I don't think it's that spicy. It's definitely lower on the spice level. One that I didn't mention that is pretty spicy is the coconut. The uplifting coconut chai is pretty spicy. It has the CTC tea, which are those kind of look like little balls almost. That just makes a really bold cup, so that's pretty spicy. So thanks for your question, Melissa. That's always a good one. You can also, if you're trying to guess, like look at the ingredient list, especially if there's I feel like for a lot of people, there are specific chai ingredients that you really like or don't like. And we do always put the ingredients in the order of their contribution. So like if you don't like clove, look for the chai with the clove that's the furthest down. You can see it higher in the list. Don't do that. All right, Candy. Hello, Candy. I don't recognize your name, so welcome. If you were going to do the stovetop method for chai, which one would you try? Um, okay, so Candy's asking about which chai is best for a specific chai preparation method. And so there's actually two ways to make chai. One is to just steep a tea, and then put your milk in and your sugar, and there you go. You can also do chai on the stovetop where you simmer the milk with the tea in it. And this is more similar to what the traditional method of how they would make it in India. And a lot of people don't do the stovetop method because you don't want to burn the milk, or scald the milk, or have pans involved. It seems weird to be making tea with a pan on the stove, but it makes a very creamy cup of chai. So I do recommend it, but it does add a little time. So for the stovetop method, I definitely recommend the chais that have like the black tea base. So the coconut chai and the full moon chai. Full moon in particular, I think would be my pick for this. Also, this new Kinglet Royal Chai collaboration with all these really rich spices. If you want just a bold and super spicy, creamy, classic Indian masala chai, this will, on the stovetop would be fantastic. So that would be some of my picks. Let's see. This one I don't have a name for. I don't know if this one Jenna added. I don't like clove. Is there anything for me this season? Well, of course. Just because it's chai month doesn't mean you have to drink chai all month. Just because everyone's having pumpkin spice doesn't mean you have to do that. So don't get too hung up on everyone's talking up a specific particular flavor that you can't have. You know, it's just, it happens. It's no big deal. Let's see, I'm trying to think. I don't think spicy caramel apple has clove in it, and that's a really popular fall tea, and it really hits all the autumnal notes I think that people are wanting. So that's a good one to think about. You could always have our Lord of the Rings tea. It doesn't have clove, so that's something to think about. Also, you know, this time of year, we're kind of having, like this weekend here in Portland, it was really sunny and beautiful and lovely and the blue sky. And today it is gushing rain and terrible and cold, and everyone wants to be under a blanket. So I feel like the weather is very like that. It can be very dynamic. So feel free to still enjoy like your fruity teas, you know, your favorite, you know, pineapple and papaya and coconut and stuff like that. You know, you don't have to have fall tea every single tea time during the months of September, October, and November. There's no rule and nothing mandatory. So, so don't. And this doesn't apply just to the clove contingent, but anybody that has ingredients that they really can't tolerate and they're really popular, just roll with the punches, move right along. Be happy for people that are excited about their clovey drink, and find something that makes you happy. That's all that matters. Let's see. Dana, hello Dana, hope you're here. Asks, what is your favorite leaf other than Camellia sinensis? You know, your favorite fall leaf, favorite fall tree. Well, Dana, I would have to say Japanese maple. I have a lovely one in my house that's kind of like up off of the street, and like it's a hill, and so the house is just like one story up, kind of. So the front of my house is like dirt, you know, kind of yard pushed up, and there's a really nice maple kind of like perched in the middle. And this fall, it's been really interesting because we had this weird weather. It was so hot where we all almost died because it was 120 degrees outside, and a lot of the plants almost died, and some of them did die. But the Japanese maple, it didn't die, but like the color scheme is so fascinating. It's just like this like red and green ombre. I'll have to take a photo of it so you can see it. It's just different colors than it usually is. And it's also interesting too, like when you trim it, because it does need trimming. It's a very old tree. It has like different colors underneath, so it's like kind of when you give it a haircut, the color underneath changes. I don't know. That's a long story. Long story to say. I think the Japanese maples are fascinating, and I love them. So that would be my non-Camellia sinensis fall favorite leaf. I do love good fall leaves, though. It's hard to pick. All right, and then another. I don't have a name for this one. What iced drinks can I enjoy in the fall? Um, hmm. Well, actually, I think there's one. I don't know if it's on the social media yet, but Jenna has a recipe for iced mulled cider. Is that up on the socials yet? Yes. Uh, I have not had that one, but man, does that look really good. Very refreshing and great for like hanging out with friends on a Friday night or on Zoom with friends if you have to. Um, so that one comes to mind. Sounds really good. Um, Also, Magic Butterfly with the lemonade in it right now. Just a pop of color, I think, is just like great. Especially if you're a person like me that does not like the dreary days that can feel kind of endless. Pop of color, and uh, put the lemonade mix in it so it turns just like the neon purple. I think that's kind of quite rejuvenating, quite nourishing. And then I love self care blend like all the time, but you can have it iced too, and it's got the elderberry in it. So a lot of the elderberry teas actually, strawberry immunity is another good example. They're kind of usually paired with fruits, um, just so they taste better, taste more fun, and those are all great, because you want more immunity going into cold and flu season, right? And given the year we've all had, have some more elderberry tea. So those are some of my picks. I'm going to refresh my screen here. I don't know if you are sending me questions, Jenna. It's not refreshing. I just have to do it on my phone. But while I'm doing this, I thought this was really cute. We have the little Shot Noir tins, the black cat tins. I don't know, I always associate this with France and Parisian bistros and cinema, and I didn't really think too. It's also a cute Halloween tin. We don't have any pumpkin tins. Something for me to think about next year. I definitely missed the ball on that. I don't have any pumpkin tins or spooky tins, but yeah, that's a cute thing to think about for Halloween. Okay, so now I have my questions up. Sorry about that. So, La Luna, goodness, a lovely name. Thank you for joining us. I am an avid tea lover, but I don't feel like I have a sophisticated enough palate in order to drink teas without sweetener or creamer. For those of us who have difficulty tasting teas in their natural flavors, but would love to, what do you recommend us to start getting our taste buds used to tea without anything? Well, the first thing I would say is if you enjoy it with creamer and sugar, that's okay. There's no rule that says you have to have it a certain way. But I will answer your question. The first thing that comes to mind as maybe an intermediary thing is fruity teas. I think fruity teas, that's like the berries and the fruit. So strawberry, passion fruit, um, the blue huckleberry. Um, so like that's an abundance blend, green, which is passion fruit, and strawberry immunity. I know it doesn't have tea in it, um, but huckleberry, the blueberry black tea. The fruits are very clear, and so I think those are something to think about if you're trying to get rid of the milk and sugar, the calorie, I guess, component of it, if that's part of your concern. So that's kind of like one thing I would try. Now, if you're talking about just tea by itself, black tea, we actually were just doing a tasting here in the office, and we were talking about how the tea we were tasting was astringent, which is probably a word you don't use every day. And if you do, I really want you to tell me in what context. Or that it's dry. And all that means is that kind of like after you drink it, your mouth just feels really like dry, like all the water had gotten taken away. And that's, just due to the nature of tea, Camellia sinensis. So I think that's why sometimes people who feel uninitiated in the tea sipping don't find it as enjoyable because it's just like what's going on here? And so the milk and sugar kind of helps out with that, I guess. And it literally is a chemical reaction. The milk proteins are binding to the tannins in the tea in a specific way. But to answer your question, I think looking for teas that are more approachable is the way to go. And so, for example, in our store, we have these Royale teas that are just unflavored teas. And I would definitely tell you to not start with like the Royal Assam, which is just really bold and brisk. It's just I would not start with that tea for you. I would start with something like the Fog Cutter, which is a black tea and has some lemon peel. Just kind of brightens the day, takes the edge off, lightens the mood. That's a tea I would probably start with. Another one, if you'd asked me this question a year ago, I would not have said this, but we have this Royal Darjeeling, which is generally not a tea that people start with. It's like the grown-ups tea, or like your grandma drinks it, and you're just like, I don't even know where that is. Like I can't even pronounce it. Not approachable. But the Darjeeling that I have in the store for you is like fantastic. It's so well balanced. It's got all these different notes of tea, and everyone has a different experience with tasting it. And if you try it and like it, you can say that you drink Darjeeling, and you just sound like so posh and fabulous. So that is one, like if you're really feeling adventurous, to try it. Now, on all of those recommendations, steep time is very important. Do not steep for the maximum amount of time that it says on the label. Steep for the minimum amount of time that it says on the label. And if it's watery and gross and you don't like it, you can always put it back in and steep it for a little bit longer. But you can't unsteep. So less time is on your friend in this case. I'm just rereading the question to make sure I have answered it completely. Also, I just want to give a little credit. You said sophisticated enough palate, and I'm sure your palate is very sophisticated. I'm sure there are a lot of things that you know a lot about or have very specific preferences on, and just because you don't know your way around tea that well doesn't mean that you're not sophisticated. So I just want to give you a little credit there. Don't be too negative on yourself. You're just exploring and learning what you like and don't like, and that's just okay. All right, Linda, hello, is asking, what does turmeric taste like? Turmeric is a bit of an acquired taste by itself. Gosh, I don't even know how to describe it. I wish Kieran was here to tell me what they think. But it's because I actually take turmeric on my own just as a supplement, so I know my way around it quite well. So the thing is, it's like orange, it's like neon orange, and it stains things. If like just the powder by itself, it stains things that it touches. Like if you had the root of it and it was in a white bowl, it would kind of like stain the bowl. But to me, it tastes like that. It tastes like this like super orangey thing. Woody notes. Kieran says that they think it's a woody. And I can see that. It does definitely reminds me of a bark. I don't feel like I'm selling it very well, but just to give some context, yeah, I mean, people take it for a supplement by itself, and it's not that enjoyable, but it's one of those ingredients that it has such a sharp note that you can pair it with things and just create magic. So like we have a turmeric tea in the shop that's paired with like a little bit of spice and cacao, and it's just it's like fantastic. It's just like to create a really nice balance. And so in this case as well, the almond turmeric. It's not I've never seen a tea like that. It's kind of unexpected. But they just really play off each other really well. I don't know. Order a sample and see what you think. I feel like you just have to try it to decide. All right, do we have any other ones? It's still not refreshing for me. No. I do see we're almost at time as well. Well, I've covered some really good chai and spicy tea questions. The only one I'm surprised no one asked that people usually ask is, what's the difference between a spicy tea and chai? And chai is just a classic reference point for a specific set of spices. Masala chai is usually what we're referring to, and it's just a set of spices paired with a black tea that's traditionally from India, so it's traditionally an Indian black tea. But as you may know, chai is the Indian word for tea. It's also the word for tea in a lot of languages. So when we say chai tea, we're saying tea. But we just say chai tea so that everyone understands and knows what we mean, and you don't have to feel like you have to know all the lingo to get around. But chai tea or chai now has quite a broad implementation. And so it really just refers to any teas that have quite a few different spices in it. So for example, spicy caramel apple is not called a chai because it only has like ginger and maybe one other thing in it. So it's not really a chai. But then Portland chai, it has cinnamon and it has ginger and it has cardamom in it. Chai. The uplifting coconut chai is coconutty black tea, lots of spices. So if you hear the word chai, you're getting like kind of a melange of spices. So I think that's one other question. Do I have one more in here? All right, the last and final Q&A for October question is from Jen, and it is a good one. What is the most unusual spice you've ever used or seen used in chai? That's a really good question. The thing that comes to mind for me is star anise, because it's like so cool looking. That's the one that looks like the little spiky star thing. And it tastes different than you think it's going to taste, and it tastes different in different applications. That's what I think is really interesting about it. Like I've had, like when I lived in the Netherlands, a lot of people would have like those anise licorices, and oh man, that's disgusting. It's so bad. I think it's so gross. But I've had dishes with star anise or teas with it, and I think it's fantastic. So it's definitely an ingredient. Also, I think that changes depending on its intensity. So like in comparison, a little bit of ginger versus a lot of ginger. It's like ginger to me. I like a lot of ginger when it's spicy, but it doesn't taste that different. Whereas anise, like a little, hint of it is one thing, and then a lot of it is terrible. I mean, it's a different thing. So I think that's probably the most interesting one. I'm sure you're wanting some exotic spice that's like hard to get and only grows in like forests in South America somewhere random. But nothing comes to mind. I guess I cook a lot. I like to cook or bake, and grew up with lots of spices, so I don't find them that intimidating. Because just try things and see. So anyway, that's my Chai Month Q&A. Again, we apologize for the delay. Chai Month will be here tomorrow, and if you want to know when it is available, click the link for the Chai Month sign up, and we'll send you an email the second that it's available. We got chocolate hazelnut chai, royale masala chai, spiced bear chai, all kinds of good chai. And the more chai that you buy, that rhymes, the better the discount you'll get. It's real easy. And then all month long, we've still got Halloween. We've got chai kits that come with the chai that I make in a video that you'll get. And then we've got a cozy giveaway coming up next week. So we have lots of things to be looking forward to. So I hope that you guys are having a fantastic October. I went to the pumpkin patch this weekend, so I've gotten that checked off the box. On to the carving and the seed roasting. So I'm out of here. Thanks so much for joining us. Next month in November, my Q&A, we're going to be talking about the holidays. By the way, shipping times are slow. If you need stuff for the holidays, you need to be planning now. So I'll talk to you more about that next time. Until then, happy sipping, happy fall, take care, bye.